Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lost Odyssey on the Mysterious JG, and I forgot to load. Um, that'll only take a second. I should have loaded before I hit record, but it is fine. We will enjoy. I always did like the title theme in this game. I think it sounded nice and dramatic and cool. But we will not hear enough of it for you to really get too much out of it. We will just jump into the landing. No, we will jump into being at level 49 instead of 26. Or 25 or whatever we were at. So again, almost twice the level, almost twice the cash. A lot more skills learned. An interesting thing with magic in this game is that, Jensen learns level 7 black magic by reaching level 48 or whatever. But we don't have any of the frickin' spells, because the way the spell book works is he gets a few automatically, and then the rest you're supposed to find in, like, spell books or buy at shops. So, for example, Jansen now has... Oh, it's level 6 black magic, excuse me. Not level 5 just yet. But yeah, level 6 black magic, we have Wind Mine and Jamming. Level 6 white magic, Revive and Covera. So we've got like half of the spells. Spirit music, we have Shadow, Us, and Random. But Random is the important one. Oh, no, it's not, excuse me. Gamble was the important one. Gamble. Cast a random spirit. Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, it's really fast, and it's cheap, but it's like kind of lame. Shadow Us inflicts high non-elemental damage on all enemies. But Gamble is the one that allows us to... I guess I'll showcase one battle here, just to give you a little taste. Mac is ahead of everyone else in level. Why am I... I'm wearing my... sorry. I'm wearing my mid-distance reading glasses. And it's like, why is the screen legible but fuzzy? Probably... Yeah, we'll keep Mac in the party. Why not? So I think we're strong enough to beat the enemies here now in general.
Let's take him down.
Although the other enemy that appears here, the big fish guy, is still not worth the trouble. Let's fight one and see. So they are water-type Pokemons, the Hell Shaker. And as water types, they're weak against Earth, so I guess I did have Earth equipped. What have you got equipped here? Regular old Earth Ring. And no accessory at all. Okay. You've got Grounda. Because I just got slightly different setups than everybody. Yeah, we were doing like 1 damage before, you may remember. And that's going to take several turns of that to kill it. So as you can see, we're way more powerful than we were. And this thing still takes a minute to take care of. Could I do... I guess I could try the expel one enemy thing. It might be fun to do like a poison. Because, yeah, the one that says bio, I keep thinking, oh, bio, like Final Fantasy. It does... No. It just, Didn't even get a poison ring? I thought I got a poison ring. Oh, I might have it equipped on somebody who's not currently in the party. Try to paralyze it, I guess. Nope. But you can see what it does. Let's try it again before we give up on it. What does curse do? It curses an enemy. Thank you, game. Thank you for telling us that. I guess spirit magic was lost, right? So this is like very, like the rewards for this are very much not worth the, what you have to go through. It is the other encounter that you get here that is worth the effort. That's assuming we don't get killed by this. Did a lot of damage. You just don't want to die. It's getting close, though. Is there like a super Zephyr? No, just... Composite might give us some kind of super Zephyr. Generate? No. Alright, Zephyr, you can do, Walla, Washington. And then you keep being the one who's actually doing all the damage. Yeah, but it's only got like a third of its hit points, or a lot less than that, I think, actually. This may be it. Nope. Okay, whatever. Well, it's the time to steal from it if we were ever going to steal from it. That's not bothering. Yeah, it's going for a big attack that takes a lot of turns, which is that whole wind thing, or water raga thing.
Phew. That was a close one.
Iron Ball of Ruin, 2 points. Yeah, because we're so high level, it probably was higher than that before. But 100 gold and Iron Balls of Ruin, it is not worth the effort. But Mac learned 3 combo, which I cannot imagine matters at all. Okay, what we need to do now, actually she seems to be pretty weak against that water spell that it used. What we're going to do now is we're going to wander around here and encounter the actual enemies that I grinded against, just so you can see that. And then we will get on with our lives.
We've taken the advantage.
That's amazing. And then she checks her shoes. Alright. So we have skill casting support. I usually had that's a specific setup I would not normally use. I have Kime putting on his wife. I have Seth putting it on her friend. Then she casts Gamble. And then he casts Gamble. And then she casts Gamble. And with casting support, that gets off before this thing gets a turn, and it usually speeds the character up enough that they cast a spell before it gets a turn. So sometimes, if you're really lucky, you can encounter groups of 2 of these guys, and with a bit of luck, you can actually kill 2 guys in one battle. So this is basically how it works.
Okay.
Apparently, even without the casting support, they were already faster than it, which is news to me. But it usually evades almost all physical attacks, and magical attacks do almost nothing, but Gamble is not affected by magic defense.
I must write about this in my
Just
journal.
if you do that, we got 8 SPA, which doesn't seem like much, but that's because we're at level 49. It was at like... I was leveling up every battle for a while, and then I got to where it took 2 battles to level. And Kime and Seth both learned level 4 spirit magic. Because I guess I had them learning level 4 spirit magic. Like at some point, I think I just had them learning stuff that is redundant and not needed. Like, yeah, level 3. Yeah, I think I literally just like, why did they learn level 3 spirit or level 4 spirit magic? Well, they already knew 1, 2, and 5, and 6, so just 4 never got picked up. So I picked it up for completionist sake. I think what we actually need to do, though, now is probably remove any important equipment off of your boy. And get him out of the party for a while. Let's assume that white magic is more important than black. No, let's not. Let's assume... Yeah, whatever. It's fine. So yeah, many hours of that while watching Mystery Science Theater or catching up on other people's Let's Plays basically got us to where Jansen and Matt and Cook and Mac are always a little behind because I would just shuffle them in and out and they weren't constantly getting the experience, but everybody's way more leveled up than they were before. And another hour of this kind of thing, and we could see... This is for Cook only. And there came a point where I just was, just in order to keep things available, I didn't, like I don't have accessories on everybody because I just didn't want to have accessories on people and have them not be freed up for use for... So let's make him immune to paralysis. Let's make her immune to paralysis 2. Let's make you immune to sleep. You, level 3 spirit magic is probably good. Let's make you immune to sleep. The other thing they could be immune to is... Oh, dizzy is what prevents you from casting spells, I think. But yeah, skill slots 6 and 6 and 7 and 5. So if I had it all to do over again, I would have held one of these skill seeds I gave to Ming in reserve so that we could have had one more for Sarah, but it's okay. Why is her name Sarah Sissulart and his name is Kime Argonar? If they're married, was his name not good enough for her? Also, why don't Mac and Cook have last names? If everyone else does, even if their last names are not important in any way to the story or whatever. Does not matter. Skill link time. Let's... Cook is in the party. There is literally nothing that you can learn from Cook. I think that's probably why I had Mac in the party. But as Cook levels up, new things will become available. There is a special skill here called... let's see. It is in here somewhere. Black Staff enables all staff users to equip Jansen's unique staffs. White Staff enables them to equip Cook's unique staffs. I don't know what difference any of that makes. But basically, you got level 4 black and white magic. How come you don't have level 4 black and white magic? Is it because I wasn't aware that there was such a thing? Or have you not learned it? Maybe Sarah has that and Ming does not for some reason? Wasn't expecting to spend a lot of time on this. Bronze Spirit Band. Huh. Did Sarah start out with She starts out with level 4 black and white magic, and I don't have a way to teach that to Ming right now. Interesting. Okay. Not a big deal. Whatever. All right. So let's get on out of here and get to where the story wants us. Although, one thing that we want to do before we go a lot further is... oh, actually, let's just follow the directions precisely. So we're supposed to go to Tosca Village, according to your boy, Split Infinity, because I guess there's treasure hunting stuff that we can acquire here. This place has treasure hunts that we can periodically obtain. And I guess she used to come into this town and visit here, so maybe somebody will know who she is, although I kind of doubt there will be a lot of new dialogue for us here. Connor, don't tell me you're leaving already. It's been so long since your last visit. Don't go just yet. At the Goats' military has even come to the village to draft new recruits. We want you. We want you. We want you as the new recruit. Alright, so we're supposed to go to Dino family house. Dino, no! Dino's the dog from the Flintstones. This is the Dino family house, alright. Once you go to the Black Cave, there's no place to go to Saman where the monster gathers in hordes. It's a place with a very high concentration of magic energies. You can find all sorts of incredibly potent items there. I saw just one such magical trinket once. I was too busy running from a monster to pick it up, but who knows? It might still be there. An object charged with magical energy lies in the Great Monster Meeting Hall in the Black Cave. Okay. Oh, there's a dream here, too. Well, shoot. Oh, well. I think we've seen about half of the dreams already, so... Do we have enough time left in this video to do a dream? We got 10 minutes. Well, let's give it a shot. Sure, everyone likes the idea of peace, but I'm sick of the same boring routine day after day. I gotta get out of this village. Not this again. Kime recalls a memory of something terrible. Kime recalls a Mad Lib, which was basically Kime walked down the street and encountered and then blank. And instead of saying noun, it says the most deeply emo tragic thing you can think of. A dream has been revealed. So long, and thanks for all the fish, friend. Even when he's trying to look detached, his true feelings show through. He is timid, cowardly, and gentle. He might try his best to put on a threatening expression, but the smile that comes afterwards is indescribably sweet and almost worshipful. Worshipful? This is why Kym is always telling him to forget it. This happens when they are perched on a bar stool or earning a day's pay in the quarry, or walking through the marketplace, standing on the stone-paved roadway. But why, big brother? Tobal says it with a pout. He always calls Kym big brother, and though Kym has never asked for his companionship, he takes every opportunity to follow him around. He is worshipful in this sense. Yeah, Kym's one of these he's like a self-insertion fanfic character where if you're somebody who's like awkward around people and doesn't talk much, you can write fanfic about the world in which everyone thinks you're the coolest and wants to be your friend, and you don't talk to them because you're just not sociable, not because the world isn't full of people who think you're the coolest ever and all want to be your friend. Please take me with you, big brother Kym, when you leave this town. He begs like a child, even though he's old enough to have a regular job. Sailing over the ocean, crossing continents, traveling anywhere you like. My heart starts pounding when I imagine that kind of freedom, he says, his eyes shining like a child's. Don't treat me like a child, Tommy. I've always wanted to be to travel like you, big brother. Take me with you, please. I can't stand this hick town no more. He would grab Kym's hand and cling to it like a little boy. But don't treat him like a child, Tommy. And often he would look around at the people on the street or the crowds in the tavern, openly making boyish faces at them to show Kym his disgust. Boyish, boyish, boy, boy, boy. You come from another town, so you know what I'm talking about. Only thing this place has is its history. Sure, it's old, but it's half dead. Look at these people's faces. Not one of them has any spark. All they want is to get through one ordinary day after another without any problems. It's the worst place in the world, man. If I have to stay cooped up here much longer, I'm going to have moss growing on me. No spark. Kym doesn't see it that way. People here behave with a refinement and mild manner appropriate to a historic city known as the ancient capital. They simply have no taste for the kind of ambitions that go with high hopes or danger. Having never set foot outside this place where he was born and raised, Tobal knows nothing about other towns. Kym knows all too much about them. He knows about insert saddest thing you can think of here and insert saddest thing you can think of here. There are those that used to be the left and right banks of a single town, separated only by a river, but which now clash in hatred and intense and ongoing war. Towns in the grip of famine, where the residents snatch food from one another. Economically flourishing towns, rampant with crime driven by greed. Towns of rotting houses, abandoned by their people in search of wealth and prosperity, while just over the hill, there sparkles boom towns where the people celebrate their riches all night long. On his endless journey, Kym has seen towns without number. They all suck. And he not only thinks to himself, but says to Tobal, "This is a good town." But the praise is the last thing Tobal wants to hear about his hometown. "You must be joking," he says. "Not at all," says Kym. "This really is a good town." "I'm telling you, that can't be true." "No place is perfect, of course. I am Eeyore." "I'm not talking about perfection. You only been here for 6 months or so. You don't know. I've been stuck in this hick town since I was born. You can't know how I feel. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm sick of this place. I can't stand it anymore." Kym is not unaware of what Tobal is trying to tell him. Tobal's words are fairly straightforward, and he's communicated his point well. Still, but no, Kym shakes his head and gives Tobal a sour smile. "You know," he says, "there are some people in this world who would give anything to get a taste of what it's like to have enough peaceful days to make you bored." "Well, that may be so." "I think you were lucky to have been born in a town like this where the people are so happy. When you sleep in an inn in this town, you don't have to keep your ear cocked all night for threatening sounds in the hallway. Young women can walk the streets at night without a dagger for protection. The children have plenty of plain but nourishing food, and they can play outdoors until the sun goes down. Life on the road teaches you these things. The more towns you see, the more deeply the lesson leaves its mark on you. The kinds of things that Tobal takes for granted are, in fact, the indispensable keys to happiness." Tobal don't know shit. That's basically what we're saying here. "I'm not so sure, big brother. Isn't happiness making your dreams come true? If all you need to do is go on living in peace and security, what's the point of living at all, Tommy?" Tobal is not just being perverse and arguing for the sake of arguing. Eyes locked on Kym's, he is asking these questions in all seriousness and sincerity. Kime recognizes that Tubal is an absolutely straightforward fellow, and that, precisely because he has had a comfortable and troubling upbringing, he's come to feel constrained in the town where he was born. We are going to circle around this point for another 5 minutes before something happens. The irony of it calls forth a twinge of pain in Kime's breast. Twinge! Breast! These are fancy words. Hemingway would not approve. This in turn provokes him to challenge Tubal. So tell me, what is your dream? My dream? That's obvious, isn't it? I want to sell as much cocaine as I can in this town, man, and get out of this place as soon as possible. And go where? Anywhere but here. And what will you do when you get there? I don't know. What if you end up someplace that's not at all what you're expecting? I said I don't know, didn't I? Stop being so hard on me, brother. Come on, Tommy. I'm not being hard on you. These are things you have to think about. Well, I've had enough. An outsider like you can't possibly know how I feel. You're like Hall and Nash. Though he stalks away in anger, Tubal would be back in the morning, as worshipful as ever of his big brother Tommy. He has the simple, carefree personality of a child. But to treat him like a child! Tommy! Tommy! Sorry, it's like, it is one line in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but it's just my favorite line of the whole game. Don't treat me like a child, Tommy! My brother used to do that! I don't like it! Tubal has a wife. Why? What? This colors everything. He's a guy who's married, and he's like, I gotta get out of this town. This place sucks. That changes things a bit. Tubal has a wife, the young, still girlish Angela. The pretty Princess Angela, whom he has known since childhood. Angela carries within her the crystallization of their love. Tubal will soon become a father. Tubal's parents, relatives, and friends shower their blessing upon the young couple, who will soon be young parents. Even at their wedding, Kime toasted them and said, they will be a happy couple. But Tubal says to Kime, I don't want this. Glowering, he all but spits the words out as the two sit at the far end of the tavern bar. She should have taken a pill, Tommy. Don't want to be a father, Kime asks, which only increases the bitterness of Tubal's expression. Tubal nods, but as if to negate this answer, he mutters, no, I'm glad enough to have a kid. How can I not be happy about that? But I don't know, I just don't want this. He can't quite put it into words, he says. He cocks his head a few times as if to explain himself, and then swigs down his liquor. Yeah, liquor will help you with fatherhood. You don't have a family, do you, big brother? No, I don't. What does it feel like to be all alone in the world? Kime's only answer is a strained smile. Tubal interprets Kime's expression and silence to suit himself. You're absolutely free, right? Of course you are. No load of bear, no leg irons dropping from the sky like these letters did. You think kids are leg irons? In a word, yes. Tell the truth, Angela is too. And my parents, when they get old, they'll be another burden. Working every day for Angela and the kid, raise the kid, take care of my old parents, and my life ends. That's what the birth of a child is. It's like a life sentence. Just stop. Kime does not nod in agreement with this. Neither does he try to argue against it. Kime doesn't give a fuck about other people. That's what these flashbacks are really telling us. Tubal interprets this silence, too, as he sees fit. Yeah, I will give it... That is a... I like the fact that the story is just openly saying Tubal... Yeah, because that is a thing in life. Is, you know, you're non-committal and somebody hears whatever they want to hear. I know what you're thinking, he frowns. Shut up, kid. You don't know what you're talking about. Kime says nothing. Tubal, uncomfortable, looks away. I'm glad, he says, more to himself than Kime. I'm glad we have this kid with Angela. I'm going to do everything I can for them. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. You got to believe me, big brother. I really am happy, and I know I'm going to have to work hard. Yes, I know, says Kime. I just don't care. I'm happy, but at the same time, I don't want it. It's not that I'm embarrassed about it or anything. It's just that, I don't know, I want to give this whole business and run away somewhere, far away. So now the truth comes out, Kime says with a laugh. Ha, ha, ha. What do you mean? Ha, ha, ha. You just said you want to run away, not travel. Ha, ha, ha. This is probably Tubal's true feeling, to which he gives a grudging assent. I suppose so. How was going to put it? Kime almost wishes he had been a little tougher on Tubal. How would Tubal answer if he said, for example, you know, Tubal, you started talking about traveling with me around the time Angela's belly started to swell? What would the look on Tubal's face be like if he asked if a family is leg irons? Why did you even propose to Angela? How would Tubal shift his gaze if he confronted him with, you know, Tubal, if you want to get out of this town so badly, you don't have to travel with me. Just take off by yourself. Kime said none of those things because all of them were potentially interesting. Kime doesn't have the meanness to ask such questions, nor is he given to meddling in people's private affairs. He's just cursed with people who constantly want to talk to him about their problems, maybe because they know he will never answer them in any way. Instead, he drains his cup of his last few drops and says only, "Let's get out of here. I can't stand this place or you any longer." Maybe not that last part. If you're not reading the screen, he didn't say that very last part. Even after they left the tavern, Tobal goes on about the stupidity of living the rest of his life in this town. The broad night sky is clear. The moon is out, perfectly round. "I'm asking you again, big brother. When you leave this town, just say the word to me. Wouldn't it be better for you, too, to have a traveling companion?" Tobal is starting to go in circles again when Kime interrupts him. "Didn't you want to get out there all by yourself? Traveling with a companion is not exactly a solo trip." "No, well, you see, you're right. I'd just go part way with you. You can't let me tag along a little while, and then I'll go off on my own." "You just slow me down." I know that. Traveling is hard, sure. My life might even be in danger sometimes. I know that, but that's what makes life so thrilling." "Risking your life is no game." "Look, if I turn out to be a drag on you, you can just leave me behind. That's it. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, look, I'm ready to leave my parents and my wife and kid behind." Jesus, this guy's an ass. This is never going to end. Kime nods and says with a sigh, "All right." "You'll take me with you?" Duval's face lights up. And then Kime cuts out the back of his ankle so he can never walk. "I've been in this town too long," says Kime. "It's about time for me to get out there walking with the wind in my face, like that one story about the people who walk against the implausible windstorm." "Yeah, that's it. Yeah, walk with the wind in your face. Life on the road, when do we leave? It's getting pretty late in the year. You don't want to be on the road in winter, do you? Say, how about after the snow and the pass has melted?" Ah, because you see, he's talking and he's all talk, but once Kime actually says, "Let's go," he's stalling. Kime points to the moon hanging in the night sky. "Huh?" Tobal seems puzzled as he looks up. "Tonight this moon is perfectly round again after it's waned and waxed." "Meaning?" "Exactly 1 month from tonight, you dumbass. Don't you understand anything about the moon? There's a bunny up there, you know." Duval's face starts to move as if he wants to say something. He probably wants to say, "That's too soon." His face betrays a look of hesitation and confusion that was absent when he was engaged in his usual endless chatter. "A month from now, that's the middle of winter, big brother." "I know that." "Would it be hard getting through the pass?" "You don't want to go." "No, it's not." "If you don't like it, you don't have to come with me. I'm leaving the night of the next full moon. That's all there is to it." "Okay then, brother. I'll go. I'm definitely in." The night of the next full moon. Angela would be having her baby right about then. I mean, I hope the end of the story is that the guy doesn't go. Otherwise, why am I even... These stories always disappoint me, in one way or another. The month slips by. Towards the beginning, Tobal is excited, and whenever they meet, he reminds Kime, "Don't forget your promise, big brother." After the waning moon has disappeared from the sky, however, he begins to grow more reserved. The vanished moon reappears in the sky, and as it waxes little by little, Tobal stops trailing after Kime. Sometimes he goes as far as to slip away through the crowd when he sees Kime approaching in the marketplace. Kime notices Tobal's change in attitude. It is something he expected to happen and was even counting on. Hands upon her swollen belly, Angela wears a smile of deep serenity as she stops at the market. Neo-Queen serenity, because she's from the moon, I guess. Not just Tobal, but everyone who encounters that smile of hers must surely come to realize this. The dreams of the young, to be sure, involve doing what you want to do, say what you want to say, live how you want to live, play how you want to play, dance how you want to play, something that's something to yeah, as family, yo. But this is not the only kind of dream there is. When people grow up, they see that there is another kind of dream, and that is to wish for the smile of the one you love and who loves you in return, to long for it always and forever. That is another kind of dream that people come to understand when they grow up. End? Can the story end before Angela miscarries or something? The moon is full again. In its perfect roundness, the moon floods the empty stone-paved road with brilliant light. Tobal comes running, out of breath, to the empty room where Kime has completed its preparations for travel. Duvall is carrying nothing. He's not even changed his everyday clothing. He's not even wearing clothes. Big brother, I'm so sorry, he pants, gasping for breath. He ducks his head repeatedly before Kime an apology. You changed your mind? Kime asked, trying not to smile. No, not at all. I'm going to go. I'm planning to go with you, big brother, only... Angela went into labor as the sun was going down, he says. They called the town's most skilled and experienced midwife, but Dubal still hasn't heard the baby cry. The birth is taking much longer than it should. Oh, come on! I wasn't... I really wanted this story to end before it turned into a stillbirth. Angela's giving it everything she's got. My brother and father are praying for all they're worth. So at least until the baby's safely born, I want to stay with Angela. She says it calms her down to hold my hand. So, well, I really can't leave it now. I told her as soon as this baby's born, I'm cutting out of town and leaving this with you. But she's like, that's fine, as long as... Kime nods to him with full understanding. So please, big brother, wait a little longer. As soon as I've seen the baby born, I'll leave home. I swear, I'll definitely go. Just so a little longer. Even as he speaks, his feet stamping impatiently on the ground, with his eagerness to rush back home. I understand, says Kime. I'll wait until the moon is directly overhead in the night sky. Don't worry, it won't take that long. You just have to wait a little while. It's just a very short while. No hurry, but on the other hand, I want you to promise me one thing. What's that? When the baby is born, I want you to hold it in your arms. Don't come back here until you've held the baby. Understood? Duvall looks at him with a puzzled expression, as though the story is stupid. But he nods in agreement and says, Understood, I'll do exactly that, big brother, so be sure to wait for me. Duvall charges out of the room and with even greater force than when he came in. The sound of the footsteps running on the stone pavement draws away, and when Kime is sure he is gone, a smile slowly spreads across his face. He's planning to devour the energy of that baby off of Duvall when Duvall brings it. I'm trying to like extemporaneous some goofy thing, and it's not coming. Duvall never comes back. Kime dies in that room. As the moon reaches its zenith and begins to dip towards the west, signs of light appear in the eastern sky. Kime approaches the mountain pass on the edge of town. He will be traveling alone. Heading up the pass, he walks swiftly as if to shake off the sound of Duvall's voice remaining in his ears. Big brother Kime, I'm sorry, big brother, I'm sorry. He could imagine the voice all too clearly and Duvall bowing his head in abject apology. There is no need for him to hear the actual voice. Just as there was no need for any of us to read this story. Long after he has left the town, he will continue to see Duvall's worshipful smile in the eye of his mind. But not that long after, because remember, he doesn't remember stuff. Duvall would not have provided much support as a traveling companion, but a journey together would likely have given them both much to laugh about. But never mind. This is just fine, Kime tells himself, and ups his pace even more. Just in case Duvall's coming up behind him. He is not the least bit resentful or angry at Duvall. Yeah, of course he's not. We know he didn't want Duvall to come. Whatever. Duvall for having broken his promise. Probably the contrary, he would like to bless Duvall for having chosen to stay in his native place to protect his home. All the more so because this is a dream that can never come true for Kime himself. A frigid wind tears through the pre-dawn pass. If the cries of a newborn baby could ride on that wind to be heard up here, Kime chuckles at the thought. Kime chuckles at the thought that we get finality on whether the birth was okay. Will Duvall abandon his dream to leave his hometown, or will he start looking for another big brother who will help conceal his fears of going on the road alone? Kime has no way to tell. Best to leave it unresolved. Best not to actually resolve the story in any satisfactory way. I'm kidding. There's nothing wrong with a story. Like, this story made its point. This has actually been one of the better stories of this game so far, in my mind, because it's not maudlin. Duvall could not take the road to Duvall could not take to the road the night his child was born. The hands with which he held his newborn baby were useless for travel preparations. If only for that reason, he took one step towards becoming a grown-up. Let's go, Kime mutters to himself as he crosses over the pass. Look, Angela, he's smiling. The happy smile that Duvall fixes on the baby will be travel companion enough for Kime until he reaches the next town. End. I was just looking at the timer and wondering if I needed to split this one. Instead, what I will do is call it a video. When we come back next time, I will shoot for a video that's a little bit on the short side and wrap up another week upload of Lost Odyssey. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.